Hello, YouTubers. This is another session where I am joined by my dear brother here, Yasser. Will we continue to build a virtual bazaar application, VZR, that would allow people to kind of use their mobile apps and shop around without having to step out of their homes? So when they leave their house, they know exactly the nearby stores that are, having certain products, be able to reserve it, have a little bit of conversation, chats with the owners, and all that kind of good stuff. And Yasser, it looks like people were really happy with our last session, even though
Mm-hmm.
like my video was crap, like my video was completely broken. I didn't know that I was lagging, but I hope I'm not lagging right now. Like, are you
Mm,
able to see me now? Okay, so with my
yeah.
hand just okay, perfect, perfect. So people liked it anyway because we're talking about new things like building ASP.NET end-to-end
Mm-hmm.
application, and this always a good topic, right? Like this session that I made with you is probably the third time that I actually publicly start talking about this particular
Mm-hmm.
issue, but hopefully working with your project, we will explore other things that I don't have the time to talk about, like authentication, authorization. A lot of people, Sean Pinto, if you're watching us, I know, we need to really talk about, authentication, authorization, and all these other details. How you kind of secure your application. It's easier than before. It used to be really hard some 6, 7 years ago, but these
Mm-hmm.
days it's much, much easier. So, okay, so we did the acceptance tests,
Mm-hmm.
we did the unit test, and we
Yeah.
also did, I think, did we do the build yet? Let me go up real quick into our GitHub repo here. I'm sorry, Yasser, you want to say something?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Yasser. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. No. We completed our acceptance unit, and
Okay.
build is also done.
Okay.
We have
No, build
to
is not
complete.
done.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Build is not
So
done
it
yet.
workflow appears over here. Yeah. Build is not done. Yes. Yeah. I could see here GitHub workflows, so I I assume that it is done. No, it's pending. Yeah. True.
Did you
Mm-hmm.
initial? Oh, you initialized that guy. Okay, 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 okay. Did you have to put it? Let's see. Where do I put usually my work? I think it stays at the top level. Yeah, yeah, you're fine. So okay, so here's the deal, my friend. Today we're gonna talk about something really exciting, right? Let me just
Mm-hmm.
explain to you what we're up against here, and then hopefully you'll find this entertaining. One of the biggest things that we try to do is to make sure we make the engineering experience simple, easy, entertaining. When you are building an application and you're demoing it, the demo is only 20 minutes. But the process of coming down to these 20 minutes is probably days, sometimes even months, right? So when you're developing a feature, it takes a long time to actually get to that point. So my investment as an engineering lead is more focused on making that engineering experience more entertaining than the demo itself. You understand? So the
Mm-hmm.
conversations, how we build the software, the tooling, all the little picadillos that are happening around the engineering process, that's what I really care about as a first class citizen. This is a deliverable for me to make sure that it's simple. Why am I telling you about this? Nothing irritates an engineer than going and saying, "Oh, there's this new thing that you have to learn to do something that you can already do with the technology that you already have." This YAML stuff is irritating. It's at least irritating to me, right? Why is that? If I go and try to modify this file here, I have absolutely no idea what the options are. Like, you don't know what the options are. If I go up into the actions, this is your file, right? And I can go into these actions and say, okay, .NET, and then I can go in here and I say, okay, this is my build. Okay, these steps. I want to go and modify this guy, right? If I do the dot like this just to get into one pull request, let's just go here, and I'm gonna try to navigate into this project. Let me just show you why is that terrible experience. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
here we go. And let me increase the font here just for the people on their phones. We have to go to 150, I think. I used to go to 175 and then my eyes started to hurt. So I was like maybe
Okay.
150. Maybe people will allow me to kind of have a little bit of a wiggle room here, and not get angry at me because of the. So okay, so here's the deal. So here's that. Okay. So let's see. So this is your GitHub stuff. right? And then where is there it is, there's that guy, right? If you try to edit that guy, right, there's absolutely no indication what I can and can't do in here. It's terrible. You'll get the same experience whether you're working on your local machine, whatever the case may be. It's terrible. It's bad, right? So what did we do? I designed a library called A.NET. An
Hmm.
A.NET library takes your C sharp code and turn it into YAML. So you're writing in C sharp and it's giving you all the options, right? But at the same time, you don't have to know how things are working because the strong type in the language is helping you. Like you see that statement here, you can just do that in C sharp. And you don't have to learn about any new language. You know that there's a bunch of tasks and there's target, branch, and that's it, right? So here's a whole big example for you. I can write this whole code in C sharp and I say, okay, I want to use .NET 6 and here's the version. At the time when we were building this, it was the .NET 6 or 6 version preview. And then here's a restore and here's a build and here's a test and all that. And it will produce this YAML code for me automatically. The cool
Hmm.
part here is that when I go here and say, let me show you. When I go here and say Windows 2019, it's autocomplete. It's showing me what options I can do. And that's an advantage that you can't have with the YAML file. And also, you
Right.
don't have to teach people a new technology. They already know C sharp, so you just tell them what to do with C sharp. That's called engineering experience,
Hmm.
right? So let's do this today. Let me go find VZR real quick. This is going to be a quick one, but a very
Hmm.
important one. So here's VZR. So you do understand the problem, right? What we're trying to
Right.
kind of, okay. As long as you understand the problem, then I'm happy. If you don't understand the problem, then we have a problem, right?
All right.
All right. Let's go into Bazaar. All right. And let me share my screen. Here we go. Okay. All right. I like that it's attaching a work item. Is that the issue that we opened? Unable to determine? No, we have to connect it. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do, my friend. All we're gonna have to do really is just create a new project in here, and this new project is just a simple console application. It's a console app, and this console app will be called, I know that StreamYard is not showing it, but I'm gonna call it VZR.core.api.build. Sorry, .infrastructure.build. Infrastructure.build. So here's our guy, .NET 6, sure, why not? Here's our guy. So this is VZR.core.api.infrastructure.build. And now
Okay.
all I really need to care about is the code that I'm gonna write in here that will generate that GitHub file for me. So let's go and install this nice library that we're building here. It's called A.NET. So this is A.NET. Is an installation. This is a nice library. It's hitting 6,000 downloads. That's pretty cool. Also, by the way, thanks to you and all the people that have been, joining my channel, I just hit 6,000 subscribers. So that's really cool. I'm really happy
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's really exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, okay, what do I want to do next? I want to start writing this thing. So look at this. I can go here and say, okay, var, GitHub pipeline and then new GitHub pipeline. I already knew what I need to develop. And it says, oh, this GitHub pipeline is an A.NET. So, okay, let me pull in the dependency for you, right? And then out of
Right.
this GitHub pipeline, this guy here can take elements within it. So what can it take? It can take on events, right? And this on events will basically autocomplete. So it will go and say, let's see, what was, just give me 1 second. Sorry. On events, and we basically want to go and say, I want the merge event for this guy. So when I'm creating the infrastructure, I want to go and say, okay, my event here. would be, well, first of all, we need to give it a name, right? So the name here would be, let's just call it name. So that's Vazar build. Okay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's the name. And then what else I want to do as well? I want to go here and say on events. So the events is basically when do you want to kick this off? So I'm going to go here and say event like this. And inside the events, I want to control period. Look, it's say pull request and push. See, these are the events, right? So when do
Mm-hmm.
you want to kick off the build? Push meaning someone pushed it directly to the master branch.
Mm-hmm.
Pull request is when someone is opening a pull request against a particular branch. In our case here, it will be the master branch. Let's start new push event like this. Okay, this is a push event. What do I need to do? Branches. What are the branches that I'm working with? Just the master branch. So that's the push event. What other events do I want this build to kick off and start when I'm working with is the pull request. Okay, so there's a pull request event. See how consistent the library is? And you're basically going and saying, okay, I want also only when the master branch, there's a pull request against the master branch. I want this pull request or this build process to start. So far, so good, right? So we had
Mm-hmm.
name at this level and we had events. Okay, let's close the events part and let's move forward. What else does this guy have? Let me put a comma here so it doesn't complain. And then I'm gonna do control period. The last option is jobs, right? Okay, so new jobs, build job, right? For GitHub, I think it's build job. Yeah. And then I can go and say, okay, what do I need to do with my build job? Right? Let's see what this guy is complaining about. Cannot implicitly convert .NET. What version? So GitHub pipeline, that's good. And then I also need to, I have, oh, sorry, new jobs like this. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So new jobs. And then inside these jobs, I'm gonna create a different kind of jobs, right? So I'm gonna go here and say, so this is build equal new build job. And inside that build job, it says runs on. Now be careful with this one here. What does that mean, runs on? What agent and what operating system do you want this build agent to run on? If you go and say runs on like this, look what's going to happen. So this is, I think, machine, build machines. And now it's giving me all of these options. Look at these options, Ubuntu, Windows 19, and all that. YAML is not going to give you that.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Fair, right?
Mm.
So I want
Right.
to run on Windows 2022. Okay, what else it wants? There's timeout and minutes. That's something Shri Hamruda just added. I don't think we need that in here. The timeout and minutes basically tells you if your build is taking that long timeout. So you don't keep like this is basically a security measure. Like if your build is stuck in an infinite loop because of some bad code, you don't want to keep your agent running and then end up with some $10,000 at the end of the month in your bill because you kept your agent running, without stopping it, right? Normally these things they wake up, they do a build and then they die again, right?
Right.
So timeout is nice. I don't think we need it in here. I'm gonna go here and say new steps. Build, I think build steps. Where is it? This guy autocomplete. See, the autocomplete here is helping me make the determination of what kind of steps I need to do. How cool is that? So here's this guy. And I can go ahead and say these are a list of GitHub tasks. Okay, great. What else do I need to do? I need to go and say, okay, what are the tasks that we need to do? So, okay, imagine this. I want you to think about this with me so you can understand it. We built an agent, like a virtual machine that's running on Windows 2022. This is a brand new virtual machine. What's the first thing that we need to do on this machine? Think with me. What's the first thing that we need to do on this machine to be able to build our code? Hmm, we need the code itself.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right? So the first thing I want to do here is to go and say new checkout task. I'm checking out the code itself. I'm pulling the code down. Cool? And I can give this a name. I can say checking out code or yeah, checking out code, something like that. Okay. So we had the checkout code. What is the next thing that we need to do? If you clone a project, what do you need to have in order for you to run this project? You need to install the .NET version.
Dependencies. Mm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go here and say, okay, I want to be able to set up .NET. Set up .NET. Nope, not this one. So this is setup .NET task. I'm surprised it's not there. Wait, yeah, there it is. Setup .NET task. Okay, let's give it a name. Here, installing .NET, right? What version
Mm-hmm.
do you want to go with? Do you want to do 7? I'll upgrade later. Well, let's make
Right.
this one big upgrade for everybody. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. So,
Yeah.
okay, if I do control space like this, it'll say, oh, I need a target version from you. Okay, fine. Target .NET version like this. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go here and say, okay, what is the .NET version that I need? I need to go find the .NET version. I want to show you where to find that .NET version as well, because a lot of people ask me, like, how do you know the exact .NET version that you can pull from the Artifactory? So let me go here real quick. If you type .NET 7 like this, install, you'll see this version here. This full version is what we care about. So I need that guy, and I'm gonna go back here into my code in here like this, and I'm gonna put this .NET version. But you have to tell that guy that you're including a pre-release. It's not a final version, so it knows that it's gonna need to look further into non-official general availability or GA versions. Okay, so think about this with me, Yasser. We installed an operating system. We
Mm-hmm.
pulled down the code. By the way, you can substitute this and this. Like you can literally go and do, okay, I want to install the version first before I pull the code. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. But some tasks are dependent on other. This one is not, right? Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, I pulled the project. I checked out the code. I installed .NET version. What do I need to do? I need to
Restore. Yeah.
restore the NuGet packages,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm gonna go here and say, okay, here's the name. The name, you can make the name anything you want. Restoring packages. And then this guy is already taking care of the work. You already, just as soon as you put the task in here, you already described what needs to happen next. Okay, so we restored the task. We restored the packages. Let's go ahead and build. .NET build task. We need to build the project, right? So here's the build. What's the building project? Projects. What's the last thing I want to do? I want to be able to run the test. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So in here, I'm gonna go and say test task, right? And this will be here, running tests. What do you think about that? That's it. How easy is that? It's
Mm-hmm.
autocomplete. It's simple. It's already telling you automatically what needs to happen without you having to know anything about YAML. Like if you put a YAML file in front of me, I have absolutely no idea what I need to do. Like the arrays look weird, the values look weird. I'll show you what the YAML file that's going to come out of this look like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to do that. I don't need that extra overhead in my development process. Now, we have this GitHub pipeline. We need to convert that into YAML and write it into a file. You already have a file. Actually, hold on. Let me pull from master. Let me do a quick commit here. So this is infra build steps. So that's one piece. And then let me get a fresh copy from master for this one. So package manager, let me go and say git pull. I should have switched to master first, but origin master, or is it main for you? Let's see, main, since it's a new pro. Yeah, there you go. And then I can create a new branch here and just call it users, Hassan Habib slash infra slash build. Okay, what's the last thing? Where's this file gonna go? Right, like if you look at your solution explorer in here, Yasser,
Mm-hmm.
you'll notice that you have in here this GitHub guy that has workflows and then .NET YAML. So we need to overwrite this guy. We need to
Mm-hmm.
overwrite it. So how are we gonna do that? Yeah, sir. Okay. Actually, okay, let me go to .NET 6 actually first because you're gonna have to upgrade the project and we need a special task for that. It's called config. So let me go to .NET 6 and then I'll give you a video to upgrade to .NET 7 so you get to have that kind of fun. Okay, I need
Hmm.
to write this guy. So let me go find here real quick a place where I can go and say, so I need an A.NET client. Okay, let's go here at the very bottom of this object. So this is an object. Okay, and then at the very bottom of this object, I want to go and say A.NET client. So this is new A.NET clients dot A.NET client. So this is that guy. And I want to be able to basically go and say, I want to write that pipeline inside that client. This is my guy. And then A.NET client dot serialize and write to file, right? So now I can pass in that GitHub pipeline and then I can go and say, okay, where is the path for this file? So let me just pull that guy down here. And then the path in here would be, so here's the path. If you're in this project, you need to go up one level out of this project, right? Out of this
Hmm.
folder. And then let's go back to the folder view just to show people how that looks like. So here's my folder view. When you're running in the debug folder. So you need to get out of the debug folder and then out of the bin folder and then out of the project folder and then the solution folder and then you go into that .github. So three backtracks. So let's do that. One, one, one like this, and then there's another one, and then now I can put exactly the name of this guy, the .NET YAML kind of thing. I'm now going into this guy, so it's .github. I usually get it wrong the first two times, but we'll see. GitHub, right? And then I want to go into workflows, and then I want to go into .NET .YAML. So this will
Okay.
override this file that I have in here. Is this true? Is this really how this works? Let's find out. Let's go back into this guy and let me put this as a startup project and let me run this guy real quick. So now it's going to run this actual application here. Here we go. Ideally, if this guy is working right, how do we know this guy's working right? It's going to name the tasks according to our
Yeah.
choosing, right? So if
Right.
I go back into the file solution and go into .NET, look, checking out the code,
Hmm.
installing .NET, look, restoring packages, all the things that we did. How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
Look how the array looks like. It's really complicated and you have to go back and find out how this happens. There are gonna be tasks after this one, the stuff that Shira and I are working on weekends, which is basically you go and build the release task. So after that test task, if the tests are passing, we need to package this solution so we can deploy it into Azure.
Hmm.
What's that gonna
Yeah.
look like? Right? So all these steps, you're writing it in C sharp. You don't have to learn anything about any other program, including Azure. There's another project that we're gonna need to build together called Provision. And this Provision project is building Azure components in the cloud. All right? Okay.
Right.
So to the best of my extent, I can go here and say infra, right? Initialize, build project, and I can go and say committal and push, and I can go back into Yasir's repo, and I can create a pull request. Let's go here and GitHub, and we can go into VZR, and here's a pull request, my friend, and here is infra, initialize, build project. Get ready because you're coming next, like literally right now.
Hmm.
So, okay, so this guy here is gonna go and kick off the build and everything is great. And then all we gotta do, really, since we have this guy here, I'm gonna merge that pull request. And then hopefully we'll be able to see the impact, the reflection of this build in here. Let's see if that's happening. If that doesn't happen, then something is still wrong. So let's see what happened. I don't see the build task in here. Why is that? What did we miss? Yeah, so we have to fix it. Bazaar build on branches, .NET. All of this is good. We may have missed something. Let's look at the actions. The actions. Let's see. Why the actions didn't kick off? Oh, do you know what we did? We're
Mhm.
targeting master branch instead of targeting main branch. So now
Ah,
it's your
okay.
turn to go pull that code and generate where it targets the main branch. Go for it. Your turn. Have fun.
Okay. I'm opening my Visual Studio.
Okay. I was just gonna ask you, do you know how to use Visual Studio? Looks like you do. Great.
I'm the,
You
I'm
should
just
see
wondering
Paul's
how many
face.
windows we have.
You you should see you should see Paul's face when I say, hey dude, do you know how to use GitHub? Let's start with that one. Let's start from the basics. Let's start from the beginning.
Mm,
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right.
right.
Mm.
Share screen.
Anytime now. I'm with you. Go for it.
Oh, it's not showing this.
Uh-oh.
Uh, it's not showing Visual Studio. I need to share my entire screen. It's not
Mhm.
showing Visual Studio an option. Okay.
Oh, if Visual Studio has a smaller window opened inside of it, don't
Hmm.
close the window. Like close the smaller window because it won't be able to find it.
Uh, no, it's okay.
You don't have? Oh, there you are. Are you gonna share the whole desktop?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's not showing me
And
actually, you
and
know.
and and, and that's okay. That's okay. Just zoom
Uh-huh.
in a little bit because okay, perfect. So okay, open up in the Solution Explorer,
I need to pull
math.
this branch.
No, 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 you just need the main branch because I already merged that guy, right? So go into the solution and switch to the main branch.
I
Just just
I
just just double click the
okay, okay.
icon
Hmm.
and then just pull. Sync. You see the 0/2 at the bottom?
Yeah.
Hmm. Here we go.
Okay.
No, wait,
Yeah,
you're
we have
not full.
build.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect. Now double click on the solution itself. Do you see that purple icon at the very
Yeah, this
bottom?
one. Hmm.
No, no,
At
no.
the bottom.
No, 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 no. The one that says VZR.core.sln, the solution. Yep. Here we go. All right. And then a let's go into make sure that your infrastructure build is the startup project in your solution. Right click, infrastructure build, set as startup project.
Okay.
And then let's just build the solution and make sure things are building. So I just rebuild everything, make sure everything is in good shape.
It is building, I think.
Yep. Okay. Now what should we do? What's the problem that we're trying to fix? Hmm.
Yeah, you said you have pushed it to master initial and then you have merged into main.
Yeah, we need our build to target a main branch instead of a
Yeah.
master
Okay,
branch.
okay. Yeah, got it. I will just go to this part and
Yep,
change these two items.
that's right. Let's do that. Hmm. Okay, so save that guy and now run the build so it generates a file for you. No, brother, just click run.
Only this one. Yeah.
Just click run. Nope, don't do it this way because it won't execute it from the right place.
Okay.
The binaries are not coming from the right place, so it won't be able to write in the right place. Yep, just run from the play button up there. Yep. Here we go. So if this works right, you should have two changed files instead of one. Wait for it to kind of finish.
Hmm.
Is it printing anything? There you go. And then
Okay, it's
close that
done.
guy. Okay, so that pencil should give you number two. So you see at the very bottom, files that are changed.
Hmm.
Pencil. Do you see the pencil?
This one?
No, brother, the pencil
Oh,
on the right side. Your changes.
yeah, yeah.
Yep,
These changes over
yep,
here.
yep. Clickety click. And then type
Okay.
this. We need to create a branch first. Before you commit, create a new
Mm.
branch. And then let's call it users slash Yasser, your GitHub name, and then slash config slash slash config dash target main build. Yep, go for it. Great. Yep, perfect. And then the title of your PR will be exactly the same. So config, all uppercase, config, and then colon, and then target main branch build.
No full stop. It's not English.
Yep, there's no full stop. You don't have to do that. And then drop down the button next to commit all and just say commit all and push. Great. Now you get to hit. You're gonna see something in here that says create pull request. If you go back to Visual Studio, it'll show it to you. Wait. Failed to push the branch. Remember, see the
Output.
output. Why? Let's go to the output. Click on the output window. Open package manager. Let's see. Oh, you can do that as well. Yep, go for
Hmm.
it. Git, source control Git. Do you see it?
Source control get. Huh.
Error occurred. Failed to push remote repository. Failed to push. Where is it? Oh, did you change anything in your access token to create or update the token that you use to update your repo? Did you change anything there? Your user?
Uh, no, I haven't changed as such. No.
No? So what this guy basically saying is that you can't actually push because you don't have access. The access token that you have is not doesn't have the power to change build, right? I
Mm.
can fix that for you later. Is it okay if I just, take over and
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to okay, so let me
yeah.
go
You
back
can.
here and let's go into share screen window. Here is my Visual Studio. I'll just create a quick branch and here let's go to master main branch and then let's go back into this guy. No worries. Let's do that. And then let's go into main, new branch, users, Hassan Habib slash config dash build dash target main branch. Here's your guy. And then let me go. I just wanted you to just at least try it out and see what it looks like. So this is set up as startup project, and instead of like a dumbass, I put master instead of main. And now let me run this real quick. Let's generate the file. Here we go. And then here's the file, and there's config target main branch in build. Okay, so I have this guy, and then I'm gonna go ahead and push, and then I can go here and say clearly, here's GitHub, here's VZR, and then here's the PR. See, now it's actually kicking off a build because now I'm targeting the right stuff. Something should
Mm.
pop up in here. There you go.
Mm.
See? Look,
Yeah,
look, look.
yeah.
So that's the
Hmm.
stuff. Okay, so anyway, we know this guy's gonna do the right thing and it's gonna pop up the right stuff. So this is great. That's it. That's the build. We finished the build project. Your assignment though, your task will be a little bit simpler. All you gotta do is to upgrade this project to .NET 7. So that
Okay.
means every single project will go to .NET 7. And you gotta make sure as part of your change that the build is targeting .NET 7.
Yeah.
And there's a
Got it.
video out there. They just published it earlier this week. I think probably 2 or 3 days ago. I don't remember. That literally does that. The only
Mm-hmm.
difference is that because we didn't really add any framework or Blazor or any of that stuff, it should be just very, very straightforward. So just be
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the task you want to do, and because we're trying to stay kind of compliant and trying to stay organized and all that kind of stuff, yeah, sir, I'm just gonna go here and say, okay, here's my issues, here's my new thing, and config, upgrade to .NET 7. And then here is a resource for you to see how to do that. Just about that. Let's go here. Where's Hassan? Oh, it was 6 days ago. Yeah, I guess all the days look the same. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
at least there's a cat in the video, right? So that's great. So here's that for reference. And then I can also do how to upgrade to .NET 7. And here is my thing. And I think that's all right. Yeah, there you go. Boom, create issue. That's all yours now. I'm gonna assign it to Yasser. Boom, done. We're in a team now. You have this assigned to you. It has your name on it. What do you think about
Mm-hmm.
that? Do you have
Yeah,
any
that's
questions
cool.
for me? Any questions, comments, concerns, issues, anything at all?
No, I'm done with it.
You better fix
I'm.
your
It's
GitHub
good.
token because you're gonna be writing a lot of code next time. Don't think you're just gonna be sitting there in the corner and
Right.
I'm doing all the work. That's not fair. Huh?
No, I'm
Is
I'm
that
waiting to code actually.
is that your plan? So that was your plan from the beginning that I do all the coding?
No, no, brother.
So you're a manager. You're a manager now. You just sit and look at me and be like, guess what? Even when I'm a manager, I write code. So you're gonna be writing code with me, okay? We have this. I'm just messing with you. All right. I can't wait to start building with you. Just for you to understand, if you want to generate, you're gonna end up needing to generate a token for GitHub. So your token doesn't have the right access, right, to be able to kind of change and modify build files. What you want to do, my friend, you want to go to settings. You're gonna scroll all the way down. You want to go to developer settings. You're gonna need a personal access token, and that personal access token, if you start generate a new access token, oh my God, I have to log into 50 different things. It tells you in here what kind of powers do you want to give your token. Some of which it has the, I think, is it build pipeline? I don't remember, yeah, sir, but you need, this is where you
Mm.
basically control. Normally, I just select all of them. I'll be like, that's that, and deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I did this previously. I don't know why it is broken now.
That's it. Just
Maybe I have two GitHub IDs. That might be the reason.
you ruined it. You ruined it. You broke it. Oh, you have two GitHub IDs?
Mm. One of the one ID is from company, and this is my personal ID.
So
Yeah.
let me show you something else. So there's two ways to fix this problem. Okay, now that we're
Okay.
talking about, I guess we're talking about it now. Yes, sir. So we
Mm-hmm.
gotta talk about it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make your life easier. I want you to understand that. There's
Yeah.
two ways you can do that. One way you can do that, my friend, is by going and saying, oh, there's something called git dash dash config
Mm-hmm.
user dot name, and
Right.
then you go and set up your name here,
Mm.
right? I think also this one will, hold on. So git config user dot name. I want to show you the one that prints out the user that's configured for this particular project. It's really, really important for me that you know that. Okay.
Yeah. Just get username user dot name. I think it prints.
Just
Uh,
get user. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. So
uh,
this get user dot name. No, it ain't.
no.
Hold on. Get username. Yeah, I think you still have to say get config user dot name. So that's the
Mm.
username, right? And get config user dot email. That's the email. See? In other projects, you'll see that guy switching. So how do you configure it, right? There's two ways you can do it. You can either go and
Okay.
say, get right, dash dash config user dot name, and you put your name here, and then also you do the same thing, user dot email. That's one way you can do it. What's another way that Josh McCall was showing me the other day? If you click on these three dots in here, do you see the three dots at the top of my
Mm-hmm.
screen?
Right.
He basically went and said, manage remotes. So you're clicking on manage remotes, and then you're going and saying, here's my name, here's my email for this repository. So there's the Qt way where you're doing it with UI and Qt stuff. Or there's also the other way where you can do it like a badass, you go hardcore, cyberpunk code where you can do stuff. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Uh, no, thank you so much. I mean, the idea is clear, and thank you so much for you and Sri for creating such a wonderful repo, and
Yeah.
that NuGet package, so that we the developers can leverage that C sharp instead of going into YAML and coding. it is uh, it is nice to have. And one more thing, when you were coding, that C sharp build pipeline,
Yeah.
I thought of, can we have fluent version of that?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So you want to go and say, "Oh, I love that." Yeah, sir. That's very smart. I love it. You
Mm.
basically want to go and say, pipeline
Yes, yeah,
dot then build
yeah.
dot then.
With, we can have with these actions, action verbs, and let me try this. I will come up with some good idea
Let,
on
let me
this.
ask the boss first. Let's see if the
Okay, yeah,
boss.
sure, sure.
Um, so you want to basically go and say, so you're basically saying, just so for the people watching us, what Yasser is proposing here is that he's saying, Hassan, instead of you building these models like a boomer, why don't you do it like the new nice way, which is basically to go and say, initialize from pipeline, and then right, assign agent machine, and you
Mm,
can go here and say machine.windows, and then you want to go and say then, right, check out branch, and then also then restore NuGet packages. I see what you're doing.
mm. I
Well,
like this.
you like this one more? This one
Mm,
is more intuitive because you don't
yeah,
have to think about which models and which things you need to do. Um, it's all it's all options that you have, right?
right, right.
You know
It's a
what
kind of,
up? Go ahead.
yeah, when we have this kind of fluent work, it's like a poetry. I mean, I heard this word poetry from someone, and he's a Microsoft MVP. So this is, we are just writing a poetry. It is as good
Yeah.
as that, and it is lovely to do this in this form.
Okay. Okay. I like that. You know what other project I'm trying to do this way these days? I want to do fluent regex. So you
Mhm.
can say from regex, and then you want say starts with, and you can go and say from 1 to 20. So these are the only numbers I want to allow, or to 9. What do you think about that? And
Yeah,
then, has to contain, oops, I started writing in Java, has to contain, letters from A to Z. What do you think about that idea for writing regex?
yeah, and
You don't
we can
like
have
it.
this,
You hate it.
but what about the regex. Anyways,
Mm,
even if we do this, we need to have, if we write it like this, A to Z, and
mhm,
there are certain cases for regex, like, we need to have that star plus, you know these characters. So
mhm,
it will be challenging to first, do that. Anyways, I need to think on this, because regex is such a small part, and if you master that, it's very helpful just to write
mhm,
that single string instead of
mhm.
writing that, whole C sharp. I think
Gotcha.
we
Okay,
need to
looks like you and
wrap
I are
it.
gonna build that library together.
Yeah,
Have you ever built a NuGet library before?
no, I would love to do that.
Okay, we'll build this library together. This will be Hassan and Yasser's project. Regular, fluent, regular expression. There has been attempts, but the last attempt was 9 years ago. 9 years
Okay.
ago. And most of the code that's in there is closed source and it's really terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I spent a day trying to build it, and then I saw an existing NuGet package. I said, okay, if people want to use it, they could just use this one. But then I thought to myself, well, it's not open source and it doesn't follow the standard, so we should probably spin up our own because inevitably at some point in time you will have to use some sort of companion to be able to yeah, to be able to go and say, I want to validate emails based on regex and all that. And then we can go solve for the problem where we're not allowed to use third-party libraries at the level of, maybe at the foundation service level, but not beyond that level for some
Mm-hmm.
restrictions. There's a lot of ideas out there and a lot of dreams, and I'm more than happy to assist you in any way. We could spin up this project. It will be a very quick project because, you can just spin up a fluent regex library super quick and help people kind of use it and all that. As usual, Yasser, it's been a pleasure, working with you today. And I'm sorry
Same here.
that our sessions are a little bit apart, but we're gonna have to kind of, as soon as we get to this is the same thing that I say to the OData folks. They keep telling me we're moving slow, we're not doing enough, and I'm like, okay, let me just get you to a stabilized point when you understand the standard and understand how to write test-driven development, and then go ahead and do whatever you want, and we will review these pull requests and make decisions and all that. The last thing I want to do is just throw people in the fray and say, go implement something, and they go out of control and they just do something completely different. And I go and say, okay, all of this is wrong. Let's start over. Let's not do that. But other than that, I look forward to our next session. I think you're an awesome guy, and I like to hang out with you. And, for the people watching us, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or compliments for Mr. Yasser here, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. And I hope that you found this session useful. And as usual, don't forget to like and subscribe. 6,000 thank you to our 6,002 subscribers. I appreciate you all. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Take care, Yasser.
Take care.